Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Jessica Show. Today's Friday, February the 18th, 2022. Ending mass meetings in North Carolina. Life is hard. I heard about just a few days ago that somebody is ending the mass meetings, and yeah, I'm not sure, but it may end soon. So, yes, and yes. So, something's not concerned about. I'm not surprised, but I'm not surprised in everything. And that's what it is, and that's what Will Cooper just say. So, so anyway, you know how it goes. So this is it is what it is. So we'll find out what's happening here. Now the mass mandates may end soon in North Carolina, and people don't care. It's their choice. I don't know, but boy, that's what they say. Here's what's happening here, folks. Now, in North Carolina, here's what it says about one day ago. Now, Will Cooper says yesterday that he calls for NC schools, cities to lift mask mandates, discussion of the past mask bill. And here's what it says now cutting the, cutting the state's improved vaccination rates. Here's what this guy, Will Cooper, just said yesterday.
Hyundai Tucson versus Nissan Rogue. Hyundai Tucson wins every time.
Throughout this pandemic, we've worked to protect people's lives and livelihoods. In fact, North Carolina has ranked among the lowest states in COVID deaths and job loss per capita. We ended North Carolina's statewide mask mandate last spring, and we've relied on local school boards, local governments, and local public health officials to make good decisions. And for the most part, they have. In the last couple of months, the Omicron variant of this virus overran the nation quickly. Now, just about as fast as the numbers peaked, they're falling. This variant is clearly more contagious, yet generally causes less severe illness, particularly to people who are vaccinated and boosted. And now people know how to gauge their level of risk and decide how to best protect themselves. As a result of all these factors, I encourage schools and local governments to end their mask mandates. People and businesses should continue to make the best decisions for themselves, their employees, and their customers. There are still some places, such as healthcare, long-term care, and public transportation, where a mask will still be required because of the setting or federal regulations. Learning how to live with this virus is a reality we all continue to face. Some people, including me, will feel more comfortable wearing a mask when they're in crowds, for example. Parents might still want their children wearing a mask inside school. Businesses might want their employees and customers to wear masks. At this stage of the pandemic, it's right for them to make these choices in most situations. But the most important thing people need to know is vaccines provide the strongest protection against serious illness, hospitalizations, and death from this virus.
So that's what they said. And that's what the news is over. Never make the right choice at all. So you know how it goes. It is what it is, and now today, I mean, the mask way it is. But anyway, Will Cooper wants people to wear their masks immediately, even though we got vaccinated one day. He wants people to end the mask mandates. And here's and that is what happened. The mask may end here in North Carolina, in Raleigh, North Carolina, in Durham, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. But it is what it is. That's it. That funny. But anyway, last spring we got their matches up. They got their matches out last spring. That's what Wolf Cooper was talking about. That's actually a good idea. Now it says now 2 days ago, that was yesterday, that says Governor Will Cooper ending the state's general mask mandate May the 14th. Face governing is still requires statewide in schools, child care factories, children's camps, and certain designs by the CDC for continuing masking, such as hospitals and training posts. Now the Omicron, the numbers are down, still down. The numbers are down, but there's still a lot more to go. And then, but hey, we don't know that for sure. And what might be the answer? They may have to make the decision. When they make the decision, when they're going to make the decision, we don't know. For well, we go to the mask. We go to WRAL. Now it says like lawmakers and Governor Will Cooper moved to end mask mandates across the state in public schools and in local areas. The politicians divide those restrictions had Miller was invented. It was as House Speaker Tim Moore, Republican of Cleveland, told his colleagues these kinds of decisions should be based on sciences, but not political sciences. Politicians on both sides of the aisle, the GOP lead house and the Democratic government, appear to be surrendering to growing mass figure and concerns about the mental health and learning loss associated with masks in schools and their fairness to parents in the future. We are at the point in the pandemic where medical professionals say lifting the mask mandate may be the right time to do, Cooper said. But the Republicans' pressure was also building. I tell you this, Moore said. Everything I hear from parents, from teachers, from health experts tells me that we need to lift the mask mandate. Now, Tim Walker Kelly, president of the North Carolina Association of Educators, disagreed. As educators trying to navigate the pandemic, it is our responsibility to provide the health and safety of all students and schools communities, she said in a statement. The proposed legislations undermines the local decisions, making providers, pastors, politics over public health and safety. Lawmakers in the state Senate and House those said yesterday afternoon passed the Free of the Smiles Act, which will make masks in public schools options across the state at the discretion of individual families. This is a matter of the government policy and government interest, but what it boils down to, Rep. David Rogers, as Republican Wolford said, government needs to properly inform the people so that the people can make good decisions about their own health, their own families, and their own children. There was a bit of back and forth and a brief delay when representatives realized that two versions of the bill were communicated. The first draft indicated that the law will be in effect only for the current school year, the modification are removed from the sunset clause. There is no safety switch in the bill, says Natasha Marcus as Democrat Markham Board during the Senate debate. It doesn't matter how hard the case goes. It doesn't matter how bad it gets. You can't put masks on kids ever. Never. No matter what. And I just think that's wrong. We should not allow inventors, parents, professors to suspend the public health needs and override everyone else's rights. The Wake County public school system can make a change soon. Holy Springs Mayor Sean Manfredson and the town councilor joined the course early this week in a public letter to Wake County Public School System Superintendent Kathy Moore and the Wake County Board of Education calling for the end of the district mask mandate. School Board Chair Lindsay Manfredson said, "We know that the sciences has changed. We know that the guidance has changed. The board has a meeting planned for March the 1st, so it will be on Tuesday, March the 1st. That will be in less than 2 weeks. This has been a really tough 2 years for everybody, for our students," Beth Ferris said. "We have seen an exhibition need for social and emotional support in terms of counseling and social workers. Emily Owens, the office manager for this governance center in Raleigh, told WRAL News she was thrilled by the news. She said she worried about long-term mass use for younger children when it comes to their speech and language development. We want to prepare these kids as much as we can, but if we are hiding behind a mask, it takes away so much of the vocabulary we support to be given," says Owens. The center has put a preschool and after school program for children up to the age of 11. Children the age of 5 and older will be required to wear masks at the factory. So, but hey, so it is what it is now. Now take a look at this. Cooper moves to make mass authority. It says when the bill was being debated in the House, Cooper and State Secretary of Health and Human Service Cody Kensler were outlining for the middle and more comprehensive move to lift mass mandates statewide. Oh wow. Now, short terms continue, Kansas said. They are recommending the low risk settings, including public schools, make face coverings voluntarily. They defended again to local leaders to make the final call. There are still some places, such as healthcare, long-term care, and transportation, like airplanes, where a mask will be required because of the setting or federal regulations. Democrats in the House committee expressing concerns that an end to mask mandates, the SB 173 will hit limit to the governor's ability to reinstate down to limit the spread of COVID-19 or any other infection disease in the future. Robert Donnie Lundberg said, I do not see a path when COVID is going to go away. We're going we're going to be dealing with COVID into the future. It's going to be like the flu, in my opinion, what we had there to deal with every year. But the Republicans full stop for concluded the hearing the committee that he had asked State Secretary of Health Human Service Cody Kensington for his extra strategy for the pandemic. And it says there are many states already developing and have a place we do not. Excuse me. Now, now the new COVID measure is moving in the right direction. It says yesterday on Thursday, the state reported fewer people with COVID-19 in North Carolina hospitals, 2,711. They're on any day since January the 1st. The number of new cases are 5,583. It's about a sixth of what it was at the Omicron peak in mid-January, but still higher than the most recent low, the less than 2,000 around Thanksgiving. Hold on, just I got to wipe back. Okay, to date, more than 22,000 people have died with the virus in North Carolina. The raw number of people getting COVID testing is dropping, as is the percentage of tests coming back positive at 10.6%. That rate is still twice the target set by the State Department of Health and Human Services. Nationwide, the trends are the same. The 7-day rolling average of new cases at just about 150,000 is lower than it has been since late December, but it is higher than peaks seen during August and September, when the Delta variant of the virus was most prevalent. North Carolina ranks 8 nationwide in total cases of the coronavirus, with 2.4 million and 15 in terms of deaths. So that's what they're saying. Look, the numbers still dropping, the cases still dropping, no matter what. So now, let's go to the COVID vaccine and the data shows. It shows here in North Carolina and the United States. It goes to something like this. Now, there are 16 doses given in North Carolina. 6.2 million people have been fully vaccinated, and the popular fully vaccination, 59.1%. The United States, 549 doses have given, and 214 people have been fully vaccinated. Percent of popularity of fully vaccinated, 64.9%. And they're getting there all right. And look at this. The Lord, it has a popularity of fully vaccinated with 75.1%. Florida with 65.7%. California with 70%. Texas with 59.7%. Massachusetts with 77.3%. And all those numbers are getting high. So now Massachusetts is almost going to be in the 80. So anyway, and all right, guys, we're getting down it. We'll be okay for now. Until then, this is Joseph Crudup. Subscribe to this video and make a comment on YouTube and see what happens. Okay, I gotta go. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I hope you like this video. The mass maintenance that we're running almost 2 years, but I think it's very important. We'll see what happens. So then, had a great time, had a great weekend. Love you. Peace out. God bless.